Hey, how are you today? This is Jazz, Mystic Priestess of Mystic Priestess School, and I just want to do a quick check-in today to see how you're doing. For me, it's been a bit of a mess this week between feeling the body ache, the body pains, the nausea coming after the full moon. I know I'm not alone. I've had a few conversations just last night. I went out on the terrace for the first time since February. It felt just so good to be out of the house and having a meal outside. And it just so happened that the people socially distancing at the other table were also talking that there's a lot of people that have been feeling this nausea. Um, it's just kind of this full moon has just been feeling kind of icky. So there's a lot of stuff. What that tells me when there's a lot of that nausea is that we are undergoing a really deep transformation. So there's an up leveling of energy, and the body is not necessarily ready to hold on to that energy yet. We are called to embody a higher vibration, but when we're not used to that higher vibration, it just makes us feel dizzy and nauseated and out of sorts. So if you're one of those people who have been experiencing the body pains, the aches, the nausea for the past couple of days, take a deep breath into that and just know that you're probably called to up level, to transform, to change, to move something within you that probably hasn't moved before. So what can you do about that? Well, spend time in nature, spend time to disconnect from your normal day-to-day stuff, from the chores, from the work, from the family life. It's time for a bit of vacation. I was just on a call earlier this afternoon as well, and that was a common theme, that it's time to take a break. It's time to take a breather. It's time to reconnect with self, reconnect with source, take a really deep breath, stop the push, 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 and just kind of reset, come back to to your source, to your center. And how can you do that? Well, there's a lot of grounding techniques that I teach. So if you need help on getting to know what grounding is, I have a whole lot of courses on that in Mystic Priestess School, so you can go there. Um, but taking time in nature, taking a nice salt bath. So that's with about 2 cups of Himalayan salt and 1 cup of 2 cups of Himalayan salt and 1 cup of Epsom salt. So this is super, super salty, but it's good for the muscles, it's good for the body, and it's good for your energy field as well. The other thing that I really want to share with you today is that, as I'm teaching, as I'm doing this work, I'm also going through all of this transformation, following the goddess, following the nudges as they go. And today I'm working with Goddess Circe, or I just learned her real name, like it's spelled Circe, but it's ancient Greek and it is pronounced Kirke. So the power of Goddess Kirke is that a really, really deep transformation. Her power is the power to stand up to what is, and calling a cat a cat. I'm not just saying that because Pompon is there behind me, but you just say what it is. And if people are acting ugly, you say, you know what, your behavior is really ugly, and I don't like it, and I don't stand for it, and you need to stop that behavior now. How often in our lives do we feel that we need to play, especially as women, but I'm sure a lot of men feel that way too, you have to play nice. It's like you can't tell people that they're doing something that is hurting you. But is that really helping anyone when you allow an ugly behavior to continue and to become the norm? Kierkegaard's magic is to say, stop. That behavior is not appropriate. That behavior is not acceptable. That behavior makes you look like a beast, and stop it right away. In Kierkegaard's mythology, she shape-shifted, especially men, because men are the ones that were written about in the Odyssey and all of the great Greek tragedies, and she transformed them into beasts. So oftentimes pigs, sometimes lions, sometimes wolves. But I question whether she really transformed them or if she just reflected to them what their behavior was all about. So, pigs, for instance, they were the sailors of the Odyssey, and they had been sailing around, well, the Greek world for about 7 years. Some of them had not seen their wives or any other women, for that instance, for about 7 years. So they go on Circe's island, and she was very gracious to them. She fed them. She gave them wine. They got drunk. They ate until, they were super full, and then they wanted to rape her. And she transformed them into pigs. And they were stuck there in her pig pen for a while until they were able to be delivered. But honestly, there's a bunch of 30 men who disembark on your island, and they want to eat everything in your pantry, drink all of your wine, and then rape you. Wouldn't you tell them that they're a bunch of pigs and that they should behave properly or they'll be kicked out of the island? Right? Really? So that's something that we might think of now. The world now is a little bit different than it was in ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, women did not have much power at all. And one would argue that a lot of women today don't have a lot of that power either. You just have to accept whatever is happening to you, even if it's ugly, even if it's really hurtful and shameful, and you as the victim are transformed into the witch and the bitch and the ugly one. But is that really the truth? Isn't it the opposite? That the behavior that is accepted is really the beast? So those are all themes that we get to dig into, to dive into, and to dissect, and to see where in our lives have we been the goddess Circe, just saying stop, or where do we need to step into that power of saying stop? And also we need to explore where in our lives have we been the beasts, and where are we holding on to being the beast? Where are we being really hard on ourselves for a hurt that we've done to others, but we're holding ourselves back, and we're not stepping into the highest expression of who we can be as a human being because we're still torturing ourselves for something that we've done, maybe when we were 4 years old, when we were 5 years old, when we were a teenager, but we still think that that is the truth. We still have not repented. We still have not atoned for it, and therefore it's still hurting us. And it might be hurting society. It's a behavior that keeps being repeated that is very hurtful. So we need to also explore where we are the beast. So this exploration in Circe's story, in this mythology, it's not for the faint of heart. You have to be willing to look within. You have to be willing to work on a deep level on yourself. But if you want to, I do welcome you into the circle. We have our first live call as a group tomorrow, Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So I will open up for a very, very short time frame, just like until Saturday at the latest. I'll be opening up the circle for you if you want to explore your stories of standing up for yourself and saying, stop it. And the stories where you need to really heal that inner beast so you can return to wholeness and self-love. So this is going to help you up level your vibration. It's going to help you step into the better version of yourself. It's going to help you expand your mind. You'll find some deep, deep, deep healing. What exactly, I cannot promise, because it depends on you, on your willingness to play, on your willingness to be totally honest with yourself. This is self-discovery, self-assessment, self-awareness, and I will be guiding you through the journey, but that journey is yours to walk. So it does take a very special type of person to do that, but I know you can do it because you're here. You've been following me for a while. You know this is my path, this is the journey, and this is a medicine that I offer you. I would love to welcome you in this circle and get to play Beauty and the Beast, perhaps, with each other for this full month of August and see what unfolds come September. So if you've been feeling icky with a full moon, you're called to transformation. So join me in the circle and see what healing you can get from there. And if you need any other support, remember to reach out. You can book a session, and it will be my pleasure to support you in your own story, your own odyssey, your own mythology. All right? Big, big hugs.